This is our Prout 39 that we have for sale here in beautiful Valdez. Those are silks I hung up for my daughters. It's a nice boat. It's these catamarans have way more liveaboard space than most people realize that aren't familiar with catamarans. Fairly basic electronics, everything we really need. We sailed this boat up from Seattle when we bought it. Everybody said we needed a radar. Didn't have a radar. We put a pretty basic radar in, and we used it maybe once. But GPS, depth sounder, autopilot, AIS, capable VHF radio. Dinghy, it's an older dinghy, but it holds air really well. It's hard bottom, and the motor works fine. It's a older two-stroke. That'll put our whole family up on step. Wife and 3 kids, 8 and 10. So it's real handy. This is just a hold for, we put drinks and stuff in there. Storage lockers, the fuel tanks are in there. Lazarette, we just store stuff in there. It's got a bunch of these solar fans, which are really nice. They really keep the air circulating well. Coming in, it's a I've been actually living on here while I'm working here this summer, so it's kind of got my stuff laying around. But this heater heats it real well. On our chilly Alaska days, we've been all over Prince William Sound in sometimes pretty chilly weather, 40 degrees or so, and keeps it nice and warm in here. Kitchen has it's amazingly functional. 4-burner stove, just a pretty basic dorm style fridge, microwave. The sink is real handy. This setup works real well. Back here it's got there's 3 showers on the boat. 1 swim shower in the back, and then 2 in the bathroom areas. That's the starboard engine underneath there. Some of the boats have bookshelves there. I kind of like having that open. This boat didn't come with one of those inserts, and I kind of like being able to just look back there and, you know, make sure, check on stuff, make sure everything's good. Moving forward here, we just kind of store stuff here. There's this big bed. The prior owner cut that little throughway over to the head there. We don't use that much. You can see these solar vents doing their thing. It's a nice sunny day today, and it keeps good circulation going. Here, this storage up there, we put sails and life jackets and stuff. That's my ghetto boot rack. Yeah. This is the other room. This is a DC chiller that I actually, if I crank it up, it kind of serves as a freezer. Those bags of ice have been in there for almost a week. Kind of generally just use this as a freezer, and then the fridge over there as a fridge. And then we generally keep drinks in the cooler out there. It's a little more accessible. Yeah, it's got a nice stereo. Yeah, that's the boat. It's warm and roomy in here. Our family of 5 we bought this because we like all the space. We're not real serious sailors. Probably 90% of the time we just motor, but it's a very efficient motorboat. These engines burn about 0.5 to 0.6 gallons per hour, and we can easily just run on one engine and be cruising 6 knots or so on one engine. 2 engines were more like 8 knots. And we sail when the winds are right, but oftentimes in Prince William Sound the winds are kind of erratic, and we pick a place on the map we want to get to, and we just get there as quick as possible, as efficiently as possible. So we don't really sail it all that much, although sails are in fine shape. This boat, when we bought it, we're the second owners, and the guy we bought it from was a retired doctor down in Seattle, and he hardly used the boat at all. The motors had about 350 hours on them, and the sails had hardly been used. The beds, he said he'd never used the heater, didn't even know how to start it. The beds had hardly been slept in. It was just kind of something he owned and used very briefly, very occasionally. And